Hello ladies and gentlemen, Yessik Ziiq here again today to bring you the first episode of Let's Play Banished. Now for those of you who don't know, Banished is a new game that just came out a couple days ago, and it has recently beat like the Mega Titan Zombie Survivals in terms of the top seller on Steam, and it is very interesting and very nostalgic. It actually reminds me of like old medieval RTSs, even though it is an RTS, but it is not a combat. It's strategy and it's real time. It just isn't your normal combat. So I'm going to have a setting here. As you can see, there are map seeds, so if you feel like playing the exact same map as I'm playing along with me, you can just go like type all this in and get all the settings the same. You can see the map seed right there. I'm going to go mountains, medium, mild, on, and medium as the starting conditions. I don't like harsh weather, so I'm just not going to have it, as I kind of suck at the game so far. But I can't bring myself to have an easy start as well, so basically what I'm going to want to do right off the bat is get some sustainable foodstuffs going on and get some housing going on. So as you can see, we start here. Nice to learn the hotkeys right away. So these are just all the F1 to 9, I think. Or escape, F1 to 9, yeah. And then if you want to use these as shortcuts, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's the same in every menu. One thing you should always have open is this little menu right here. It shows you what you have so far. This is your population, 8 children, 10 adults, the season, your stockpile so far, the amount of food you have. And I'm kind of liking where I've started out here, although I am kind of enclosed, and I do usually depend on at least some fishing in order to get food done. I think I may have to rely more heavily on farming though here, because I'm not that close to any rivers. I'll have to build towards this whole river area over there. Okay, so first things first, let's get my population assigned to actually build some things. First, let's get some homes going on. Very important to have everything line up nicely, and it's good to have some gaps between buildings just so you can build roads later. Sometimes you want things right next to each other, but sometimes you also want gaps. Your building group will automatically clear out any trees or rocks in areas that you want to build. And generally, if you start out with like 4 or 5 houses, you should be all good. I'm going to make sure, again, that I have, you rotate with R and T, just by the way, guys. And you see those arrows? Those can actually abut onto roads, and roads are also important. They allow your civilians to travel considerably faster than they normally would. So I have my 4 houses now. Now I just have to assign building groups. So I'm going to go to my F2 menu here, and as you can see, 4 is assign jobs to citizens. And I have 10 laborers right now. Laborers will clear out areas and do any actually assigned commands using this removal and destruction tool. But for now, I just want builders, and I will actually assign 8 of them right away. And then I'm actually going to also get a giant farm area. So let's go storage, market, and trade. No, this is food production. I'm going to get myself a huge-ass farm, maybe even 2 farms right away. And the reason for this is that I'm not close to any other type of food, and that's kind of making me a bit nervous. The crop field is too large, so apparently your max crop field is like this. So I might actually go with 2 crop fields here. So let's go like that for that one, and after that one. Usually I also have a fishery, like I said. Fishery is great sustainable food that you don't need to keep track of. And you will usually be assigned just 2 random things that you can grow in each field. I like to rotate them. I'm not sure if there is any actual difference, but I have to remove these guys, and for that I need workers. But that'll happen over time. Actually, let's go ahead and actually assign some of the workers here. To do that, I might actually have to pause the houses. The only way to really decide where your workers work is to pause other construction buildings. So there we go. Now I can unpause my timer. I just wanted to get everything done, make sure I'm using my time efficiently, because the beginning of the game is some of the hardest time you'll have in the game. And then for now, I can probably actually fast forward about 5 times speed. Actually, I'd probably prefer 2 times speed here. So as you can see, I have my workers felling trees here, and I have my stockpile here, which is not entirely full. And they will actually just instantly bring those back to the stockpile and use them in order to build the houses. So is this place empty now? Yes, it is indeed. So let's go ahead and pause again. Then I need to assign 1 worker here, and 1 worker here. I don't know if I will actually have enough time to work those fields properly, but you know, I've done what I can and I'm pretty happy about it. Generally you want 3 workers per large field in order to get the full amount of harvest by the winter. So another thing I'm going to probably want is just some regular roads. Dirt roads cost you nothing except for time. Stone roads allow you to travel faster, but they cost you actual stone as resources. And bridges cost you wood and stone. One thing I really enjoy about this game is that it allows you to expand your city quite a bit. Like, if you want to look at my map, first of all, it's just me on the map, which is awesome and not awesome at the same time, but this is the entire map area. This is the amount of space you have in order to make your city. So far, I actually prefer the hills because they get in the way considerably less. And I just don't like that I'm not on a river here. That's why I have these 2 farms going on. I'm going to be very closely watching my child population to watch when they grow up, because I could really use some extra, what's it called at this moment, workers to work these farms, or else I'm not going to have enough food for the winter. I do have 1 worker on each farm, right? I had to do that properly. Oh, I have 1 farmer? There's no worker here. Interesting. So I can't actually assign them properly no matter what. It seems they want to work 1 field at a time. Ah, it's because I have not actually selected something for them to work here yet. There we go. Now there's 1 worker on each. I can probably unpause these houses now that they're done building everything else. And as you can tell, one small complaint I have about the game so far, and it is a very minuscule complaint, is that I actually don't... the weather and the sound effects and the music seem to vary in sound a lot, so I'm never sure exactly what volume to set everything to. As you can see, the beans are being planted here. Peppers here. I haven't actually seen peppers grow, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing the little animations. It's surprising how fun it is to watch your little motherfuckers work. I'm not sure why I'd call them motherfuckers. I guess, considering you build a full town out of a population of 18, there's probably some not so great incest going on eventually. But let's ignore that entirely and pretend I never said it. And, see what's going on. I might have actually screwed up these roads or this building placement. Yeah, I did indeed. So you can see I can like double up on the road along the sides of these buildings. So I will do that just in order to have kind of an efficient road system. You really do want your people to be able to move fast and to get everything they need to. You can get quarries and mines later on, but for early in the game, this is rock, this is iron. So you can just get your guys to, get your regular workers to grab iron off the ground. Again, right now I'm just desperate for food. So I'm kind of working the field as fast as I possibly can. And working my way towards a river. Oh, there's this nice huge lake right here that I'm nowhere near. I'm gonna have to build over in this direction, I think. Or maybe down in this direction. What a pain in the dick. Usually you're not quite as surrounded as I am and unable to actually get things. I'll have to actually be placing several stockpiles around in different areas because I'm not in the most resource-rich area I've ever seen in terms of a starting location. And actually, even as is, I'm considering restarting this entire map, but I probably won't. It is a Let's Play. If I fail, I will restart. So far, I seem good, though. I actually need more houses already. So apparently I needed 5 to begin with, so let's go ahead and instantly build another house. You desperately need the houses by winter. Because by winter you have heat problems that your people need to overcome. Again, you can see I'm leaving gaps in between the houses. This is a lesson I learned from last time, just so I can actually build roads out to where I need them without having my guys go around in stupid circles. And you know what? I will actually build one more house because extra houses encourage kids to be born. I can probably build these right next to each other. There seems to be not too much important right behind these houses. And I'll get some automatic wood supplies just by placing them. As you can see, my yield is actually growing quite a bit. This is a good experiment to see if one person on each field can actually get enough of a yield. You feel me? Sorry, I'm sorry about that. I'm pretty sure I actually made these to max size, but even if not, I should be making quite a bit of food per season here on these 2 farms. I can also put a hunter's cabin down, but I prefer that to be like way out in the boonies somewhere. Considering I'm going to be expanding really quickly here, or as quickly as possible. One thing that I might want to do right away is actually start construction on some roads that, wait a second, I probably have a lot of people doing nothing at the moment. Let me pause for a second. Did spacebar pause? Oh, spacebar pauses automatically. I did not even know that. So I have 8 workers out of 4 necessary for the current construction projects for maximum efficiency. So I might as well assign a couple more of these laborers as farmers, and then actually build some roads. I'm going to build a road immediately that heads way over here, because I really want access to this. Oh god, it's too far away. Yeah, this is a really tough call on where I'm going to expand to. Might as well unpause because the frozen rain is really causing me to lag a bit here. So now I have extra farmers. I'm going to leave the laborers as they are right now and gather some of this stone right outside our village. I find that later in the game, stone becomes a really precious resource. So might as well have them gather some right away. And some iron later on. As you can see, I'm almost out of stone already. This is my only stockpiles of stone. I have more wood. Another thing I'm going to need is actually a wood cutter. I heard that they actually have quite good balls, wood choppers balls. I'm pretty sure that's some sort of Canadian folk song. I'm not entirely sure though, and I think that is in town services, homes and housing, resource production it is. Woodcutter. Fortunately, you only need 1 person as a woodcutter, and they do not have to be on it full time. So again, I'm going to leave a space in between the houses here. I know this isn't the most efficient use of space, but I really like the ability to put roads between buildings. Roads before hose, as the case may be. Rodeo hose. And as you can see, right to the left here, they tell you exactly what is low and when it's low. So the reserve of firewood is currently low. I know that because I have no firewood at all. And I need firewood before winter. Fortunately, it is only late spring right now, and I think I'll probably take this through a full year cycle per episode, unless if I'm on 2 times speed, and if I'm on lesser speed, I'll probably spend quite a bit more time, or on greater speed, like 1.5 years, 2 years per video. So you can see these are being worked quite quickly actually with 2 people each, so I might as well actually change the number of people auto-assigned to each. So 2 maximum out of 2, because I think that is enough to actually harvest it during the summer. We'll see though. Haven't seen the peppers yet. Still animations there. Wood chopper's house is going to be completed sooner or later, and it only takes you a couple of years for kids to grow up in this. I'm not sure exactly what the age, like how fast age increases, but it's clearly not on a time per time basis. Like it doesn't take 18 years for one of your kids to become an adult in this game. Well, as far as I can tell, I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Another thing I should probably get my laborers to do is find any iron in the area. Iron is very important for a lot of things later on. If you don't want all your tools broken, you're eventually going to need a blacksmith, and the blacksmith needs a lot of iron. So I'll get them to collect over there, and you know, I'll see if there's any iron like up here either. Very small amount, but some. So I'm pretty happy about that. And one thing you find a lot in this game is that there's a lot of just waiting around for things to be built properly. Fortunately, they've actually already removed all the things in this area. I kind of like to clear cut the area around my initial village, just so I kind of know where everything is. It's only early summer right now. The crops are doing quite well, and I think pretty soon I'll have the woodcutter up. For my first winter, I'm probably only going to need... See, 2 of my children already grew up, and I gained 2 more children already, so that's a good thing. I will be getting low on food soon, but as long as I keep these crops up, that should be fine. The reserve of food is low. Only 209 potatoes left. You always start out with some potatoes. You can also make yourself an orchard. which I think I may do, and I may put that like just behind here. The orchards take quite a while to grow, but I'm gonna want this as big as possible and not touching that building if possible. There we go. 15 times 6 is apparently as large as possible. I will get workers to clear that out over time the second they're done with this woodcutter. And then I actually have more people to assign jobs to. I think they're still gathering stone for me, but my laborers. But I'd rather have my laborers do something else at the moment. Let's go to... Sometimes I still forget where everything is here. You can see I have 2 laborers. I don't quite have enough builders. I might as well assign 1 more to builders for now, just since that seems to be maximum efficiency. Let's say efficace. I would say if I was French, which I am, motherfuckers. Well, French origin anyways. I wouldn't say I was like born and raised French. I took French immersion. Close enough, really. So you can see both, I think different types of food actually take different amounts of time to grow, but seemingly so far from the amount of time these beans and peppers are taking, maybe not. I really wish I could do a mountain crossing or a tunnel. I can do tunnels! I just remembered. Roads and bridges, tunnels. Okay, so it takes 4 stone per length, but that would allow me to build out into the ocean area. Except none of these lakes actually have land around them, which is a bit of a problem. Oh man, mountainous terrain is real tough in this game. Mountainous terrain is tough in this game. She sells seashells by the seashore to shell-shocked soldiers with sore shoulders. So when they get to 100% yield on both these sides, they will automatically start harvesting. And it is only... I keep closing that menu. I tell everybody not to close. And it is only summer right now, so I still have autumn in which to harvest all of this. And the second that's done, you can actually assign all your farmers to a different job, which is definitely something you want to be doing. By the way, to get rid of a task, like if I pick up build a stone house and then I don't want a stone house, just right click. And that will get rid of your current task. So I have no woodcutters right now. I will assign 1. I will open this back up again. Just to see, I now have 11 kids. I'm getting kids really fast. Usually I do not get kids at quite this rate here. I don't have any laborers right now, and I have way too many builders. So let's get some more laborers here, have the farmers available, and 1 woodcutter cutting wood. For this early game, I probably only need 300 to 400 wood. Later on, I like to keep a reserve of at least 600 around. If I had a hunter's hut right now, they'd be gathering this as food, but... to be honest, I am like out of food entirely. Okay, they are actually harvesting the red peppers already, I think. Are you? 87% yield? Where are you delivering them? Because it says I have 0 food. Did they just instantly eat all the food? 98, 99. Yeah, they just instantly ate all the food. Well, that's alright. I should still have plenty for the winter after the beans start harvesting. After Mr. Bean starts harvesting. Always got a lot for Mr. Bean. He's a sly one. It's progressed into late summer. Still only 10 adults. I could really use more of the kids to grow up at this point. Kids just wanna grow up. Yeah, kids just wanna grow. So I think maybe I'll move in towards this direction up here is where I will continue to go, and I'll keep this area as kind of a wilderness. And to that end, well, soon I'm going to want to put a herbalist in there if I'm going to keep that as wilderness. They'll gather medicine, not as efficiently as a hospital, but it's an earlier game structure. But I think since I have some laborers right now, I might as well start clearing this area of stone. Or maybe I can like build 1 more farm plot for next year. Yeah, let's do that actually. So I'm going to go for a road right now. Again, always know where the tools are. Goodbye, dirt road. That's not quite as catchy as Yellow Brick Road, is it? Oh, I have no one working the orchard currently. Is anyone even building the orchard? Well, either way, I'm going to build a nice little road here. Increase movement speed. Is anyone... No, they're still building the orchard. What are my builders doing? Do I have enough of them? Seems like something that they should be working on right away. Is it that I have not enough room in my stockpile? No, that isn't the case. They just need to remove trees. Well, I just had an unfortunate audio disconnect. Managed to pause it right away though. Noticed what happened, and I will splice that together 1 second while I actually adjust my volume here. Sorry about that. As you can tell, I am always striving for the height of professionalism. And I have no idea where my camera focused into there. Come on, guys. I know you're around somewhere. Oh man, this map. One thing about this game, the map is huge. You can expand your village like infinitely. It's ridiculous. So you can see it's early autumn. I'm still bringing in my crops. I'm actually a tiny bit worried about that, because that's a lot of time. My woodcutter has probably cut a decent amount of wood so far. You can always tell by just looking at here, and as you can see I have 60 firewood. He'll keep cutting firewood all winter. I might not have enough wood to get enough firewood. You can also see all your stockpiles here, stored logs, stored firewood. And now that I mention it, I'm kind of nervous about the amount of wood I have, so I might harvest like this whole area of forest here, just around the city. Just to make everything a bit neater. In the future I'll be building houses and kind of building in a grid. There's a lot of things that are very location specific, or huge for that matter, like the stone quarry just takes a ton of space. And the mine has to go next to a mountain. So those I'm going to worry about much later. I've also noticed since I built them early last game that they're kind of a later game thing. And I don't want to be building them too early again, or else they'll kind of cramp my style, if you know what I mean. One thing I should get done really soon though is some sort of hunting cabin, and like I said, I'm going to be putting that over there. Speaking of which, I have plenty of stone reserves right now. I'm going to build myself a nice stone road that kind of extends into this area. And this is where I'm going to have quite a bit of my like forestry stuff hanging out. It only costs 1 stone per road segment, so that's a lot of stone I just spent, but I have quite a bit stockpiled, like 140 right now. And I am fairly happy with that. As you can tell, I have 12 kids, 10 adults now, and I'm pretty sure I still have some laborers hanging out. Let's see. 3 laborers total. Yep, I'm perfectly good with that. My farmers can actually now become laborers since they're done with their task. So these farms, I've turned them both off. I can't grow any more crops before the year's out. Well, I could maybe grow a few, but it just wouldn't be worth my time. I have 1,000 food total, which is tons of tool for now. Pretty soon I'm going to need to make a blacksmith's, and actually I may want to be building that right away. So let's go into production here. Running out of tools is no fun. I did it in my last game, and I just did not enjoy it. This can go right next to these houses. No use being able to build roads in between those, so I'll just plunk that down right beside this house. I don't really want a road right through this mountain because it just leads me to another mountain. Again, this is kind of unfortunate random generation, procedural generation I guess I should call it. There's a lot of people who are very picky about when you use those words. Never understood it myself. And I just want to check again, make sure I have enough laborers going around. 7 laborers should do the trick. But what are my builders doing? They think I should have 4 right now, so yes, I'll go and have 4, but I'd really appreciate if you guys would actually build the things that need to be built instead of like working on this road constantly. Oh well. This happens a lot in games where you can't really control what your citizens do, but I am fine with it. Let's turn it on to fast forward for a bit. Go to the time tool, go to times 5. Times 5 for your mind. And there we go. Just carrying on now. It's just regular autumn. My woodcutter is getting plenty of work done. How much firewood do I actually have right now? Only 33 logs, but 135 firewood. I wish it was more clear how much you use like per day. But it's a game of estimation. Something that kind of has to happen in here. And what I could really use soon is probably another stockpile, as my stockpile seems to be getting full. And a good place for a stockpile, if you ask me, would be... have to go with the storage markets and trade place. Stockpiles are just right here. A good place for a stockpile would be like right along here for a nice big stockpile, right near where I need the stockpile anyways. So my builders should clear that out eventually. It might be that now they request more of them. No, they still think I should only have 4 builders. Which is fine with me. I still have my gatherers going way out here, which is too bad because I wish they would kind of focus on the trees for now. I'm not sure how to ungather things. Remove structures, cancel removal. I can ungather things. So let's actually ungather like this whole goddamn area here. And then instead become foresters for a tiny bit just around the town. There we go. That should be a bit more efficient, if I do say so myself. Nobody's freezing to death right now. Nobody seems to have problems. I like these big yellow question marks whenever there's no workers available or I'm not doing something right. But fortunately, I know that I'm not farming correctly right now, so I'm pretty happy about that. Builders, I could really use you clearing out this area for stockpiling. There we go. As you can see, they can hang out just in the middle of a stockpile, which makes a lot of sense. And I like that I actually have this road separating these 2 areas, because now I can very efficiently go here. And now I'm going to want 2 workers just for this orchard. Oh, not 4 workers. Should be fairly easy to do. They will assign to themselves pretty shortly. I get to choose a tree, or no, they choose a tree for me. I'll get plums. Work is enabled. Let's unassign these 2 and reassign them, and they'll automatically assign properly. Not sure if I can actually start the orchard in the middle of winter, but I might as well. Again, I'm not sure how long it takes for it to grow. I know that the orchards do take a while, but then provide constant steady food. And I could use some steady food. It kind of bothers me that I fucked up the road, but that's alright as well, I guess. I can always make more roads, and eventually this whole town square should probably be changed to stone roads. And how are they doing on the blacksmith? They have actually removed everything. All they need now is build time. So generally they remove everything, they deliver everything, then they go for the build, which depending on how many people are working on it can be slow or really fast or super fast. Super fast, super fast, super fast, and just in time for breakfast, for breaking my fast. Did I accidentally assign a worker to the farm? Can I not do that? There we go. Oh, are they just food workers, no matter what? Okay. I see. Okay, so cut down all the trees in this orchard. Why is that enabled? You can harvest without cutting down all the trees, can't you? I don't know. Things are weird. It is late winter now. That means one season is almost over, and I have survived. I have more than enough firewood, apparently. I just needed a couple hundred. That's good to know for future reference. And now I should probably get a hunting area in here soon. This is done as well, and I have a couple more citizens. So let's go to the workers tab here. I will actually assign one blacksmith. I could actually assign him from the house too, so let's do that instead. And he will have a tool limit of 50, and with logs and iron he will create tools. Don't need more than 50 tools. I don't have 50 population. They don't use tools all that fast. But it's always good to have a bit of a stockpile, especially for trading later. I don't need any builders right now because I'm building nothing. And it is early spring, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Let's Play Banished. And if you guys enjoy the series, please do throw down a like and a subscribe and a comment and do everything, favorite it, because this is the beginning of a series. I like the support, and I like to know how much you guys enjoyed it, to know if I should continue. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.